So the challenge here was getting this door frame right here finished up so that I can start on trim elsewhere. But right here, this side of the house is higher than this side of the house by about 1/2 of an inch or so. So I had to figure out how to obviously not get them even, but make them appear even and seal this door jamb right here. And this was my solution. I've got a small bevel right here. I've got a very large bevel right here on this side, and I think that'll work. Oh yes, it's so pretty. Guys, I wanted to make sure that y'all joined me for this historic moment. So this thermostat has been literally hanging on this cord on this bare wall right here, these studs rather, for 2 years, I think, something like that. And tonight is the night that it's getting mounted back on the wall, and that's exciting. This is a pretty big milestone for us. Would have been a lot smarter to pull this wire through the board before I nailed it though. Well guys, the footage that y'all just saw was from about 2 weeks or so ago, and once again we are back. My son and I are actually back this long weekend, and we are going to try our best to finish this up. So I only have a few more things to do in here. One of the things is going to be a little bit of an involved project around the doorway into the kitchen right there. I'll show you all that very soon, but I think he wants to be on camera. But at this point, let's get started. Let's start working and see if we can get it finished. I really need to get this finished. I'm about 4 weeks from graduating, and then we're moving back, and I'll try to update y'all on our future ministry plans after seminary is graduated and over with, and we'll get to that in due time. But let's get started and finish this up. Oops. like half a saw blade. All right, third time's a charm. Did you come to help? Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to have to say that this is really not my favorite solution to this problem right here. It's a really pretty heart pine piece of wood here, but this is really kind of a trip hazard. This is just kind of a simple 45-degree angle right here, a bevel, and the same on that side. But what I really needed was something that would come out and be very close to the edge here, because this is going to have probably just a very simple homemade wooden door on it right here. So the bottom of the door is going to be sitting about right there, so I needed that to really come out as far as possible. And also there was a lot that needed to be covered up right over here. Yeah, but still, this is really not my favorite. However, seeing as how this is just a closet here, I think we can get away with it. So guys, right here, I'm pretty confident that this is one of those things that a long time ago, when I put these boards up, I said, you know what, this right here is going to be a problem for future Wes. And guess what? Future Wes is here and now, and it's my problem. So here we go. These boards that were originally on the wall were very thin boards, and these outlets matched, were even with the outside of the boards, of course, but now they're way in, about a half of an inch too far. So I want to frame out or trim out this door that you can't see, but it's right on the end of this board. But I really can't do that until I pull the board off and move these outlets on out some, so that they'll be even with right here, and the outlet covers will work properly. So let's get that done, and then we can work on this door. I'm actually making some pretty good progress. All right, let's see if we can find the breaker for this one. First try, not bad. So that's it, pretty simple. I just put a piece of dead wood back here and then screwed this outlet box onto that dead wood. It's very strong, and no wires were compromised during that. This would actually be a very wise time to change this plug out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep this very old plug. This plug is probably 30 or 40 years old. I'm going to keep it, and the reason I'm going to keep it is that there's nothing wrong with it. I put in a new switch on the other side of the room probably a year or so ago, or maybe more at this point. And that new switch replaced a switch that was 30 or 40 years old, and it broke. It broke after a year and a half, something like that. So I'm not going to change it. These old ones are much higher quality than the new ones, and yeah, when it fails, I'll replace it, but I'm not replacing it now. So shouldn't it be square? Ow. Alright guys, so I mentioned earlier in the video that we were going to embark on a pretty ambitious project in the middle of this project, and the time has come, so let me show you what I'm talking about. This passageway right here that goes into the kitchen, I just widened it a little bit, and y'all saw me move this 2x4, this stud right here over. I actually ended up moving it over even farther, but anyways, so what we want to do right here is we want logs. We want logs going up here. We want a log across the top right here, and we want a log right here as 2 columns and 1 beam right up here. So yeah, that's what I want to do. That's not something that I've ever done before, but here we go. So here's what we're going to do. I have picked out and cut to length some logs that I acquired from my friend in the last video, and we're just going to strip the bark off of these logs, and we're going to use these as whole logs, cut a notch in them, and yeah, put them up just like that. The top, the ceiling will have a half of a log, the sides will have whole logs, and yeah, let's just get the bark off of these. I'm going to be using this to get the bark off. I have a draw knife somewhere, but I could not find it, and this seems to work well enough. So here we go. Well guys, it is now almost 10 o'clock at night. I had to go over to a family friend's house and help them put up an automatic gate opener thing, and it took all afternoon. But I want to get one more thing done on the house tonight before I quit. Let me show you. This is the bottom plate here of the original outside wall, the original foundation of this house. And this is the kitchen floor. This is the living room floor right here. And as you can see, there is a pretty significant trip hazard really when you get right down to it right here, and we need to get rid of that. So here's my solution to this problem. We went through different ideas on what to do here, but I've settled on a belt sander and some 36 grit sandpaper. Let's see if this works. Well guys, I've been working with the belt sander for a very long time now, and this just is not working. I really thought that 36 grit sandpaper would do the trick, but it's just really slow going. So I thought maybe I could bring out the old school big guns here and try to plane a bunch of this wood off. But unfortunately there are nails in this wood, and these nails are actually nailed from the bottom, so the heads are down there, and I think the heads are sandwiched between 2 boards, and yeah, they're not going anywhere. I tried to drill some out over there, but it just ended up making a huge mess, so I can't use this plane. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think my next step is going to be just a chisel, and we'll see what that gets me. Well guys, that is really not what I wanted to do there, but I kind of ran out of options. Now I'll just build it back up, make it level with the floors, and put some kind of a transition right there, and so it'll be nice between the two rooms. But for now, I'm going to bed. It's midnight and I've had enough for today. On the screws. All right, good. Oh, I hope it fits. Yep. Ah, good. I think.
Oh, there's a big old screw to one.
It's a hernia right there. Yeah. All right.
There. Don't let it slide. Don't let it slide down, bud. Let me get the dust off of it.
Get that sawdust off of
I'll
there.
get the,
You got it?
yes, look at that. That didn't move.
Oh,
Man, that was
perfect.
quick.
Well guys, here's what we ended up doing here in this doorway. Split logs right in half on the right and the left side, and we did the same thing on the top, and y'all watched me cut that log in half and notch it out and put it into that top plate. This is just cut in half. It's not notched out or anything, and this will get some trim back here so that it won't look so bad right there. But I mean, I really like the way it looks. I think it adds a lot to this room. Doing half logs preserved the width of that doorway. We would have lost about 10 inches if I had done whole, or 10 more inches rather, if I had done whole logs right there. And this just was kind of the best thing to do. So I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. It is quite rustic. It may be on the janky side of rustic. I'm not sure. I'll let y'all be the judge of that. But honestly, I like it. I very much like the way that it turned out. And combined with this new transition piece right here into the kitchen, I think it's fantastic. So anyhow, let's do some trim work, and after that trim work we can start on the polyurethane. We are really getting there, guys. So I went ahead and put up all the trim that I needed to put up off camera, because there's just so much time that you can spend watching somebody put up trim, and that gets boring, and I'm on a time crunch, so I needed to get it done. So anyhow, we're at the point where we need to go ahead and sand the floor, and as you can see, I think y'all can see behind me just fine, I've got everything out of here except for the belt sander, extension cord down there, and there's a tripod back there too. But let me see if I can give y'all a shot kind of everything here. You may have noticed in that video there were still a few things that were not complete about this room. If you look down here, there is a piece of that molding that is supposed to go on the bottom down there. It is not there. We're going to put a bookcase right there that's going to be mounted to the wall, so there's really no point in putting anything there right now. This door right over here with some of my son's artwork on it, it has not been trimmed around, which is really bothering me just a little bit. I really kind of wanted to do this, but the bottom line is I'm out of wood, and also in order to make this right, I would have to have already done the inside of the next room, which I have not. So I really can't quite do this yet, so it's going to be kind of an ugly spot, I'm afraid. There's also some bottom molding missing from here. I could put a piece of wood down there. It would just have to come back up when I go to do this door frame and all of that stuff, and also I don't have any wood that really matches that. So anyhow, we're going to go with what we've got. We're declaring this finished right now. The rest of it I think is looking really good. So let's see if we can get this floor done and start putting some polyurethane in places. So guys, at this point the ceiling is done. Some of the walls have like one coat on them, but what I really want to see is what the floor is going to look like with polyurethane on it. And I'll tell you after we get through with all this why I didn't complete the walls this step. I really want to, but I just can't. But I'll explain that later. But let's go ahead for now and get a coat of polyurethane on the floor, because I am itching to know what the floor looks like, and that'll give y'all a much better picture of how this living room is going to look finished. Oh no, the other lights are on. Well guys, I am exhausted to say the least. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. It is 7:30 now, and man, it's been a day. I have been working like mad trying to finish up this living room, and I almost got it. I think that at this point I've got it to a point where I can say we can end the living room remodel series. I can finish out, post a final video of the living room remodel project, and then also post a compilation video from start to finish of the entire living room remodel, because I think y'all pretty well get the idea at this point of what it's supposed to look like. The only few things left are fiddly things like switch covers, outlet covers, AC registers, that kind of thing. Of course, another coat for the walls, finishing up the walls, another coat for the floor, that kind of stuff. Those aren't exactly fiddly things, but as it is, I think y'all pretty well get the idea of what it looks like. I'm leaving in the morning to go back to seminary. I'm graduating next month, and we will be back. And at that point we'll do the other things, but we got to make it livable when we get back, so there's going to be tons of activity going on. And also I will try to keep y'all updated as much as possible as we move on with our plans for the next stage of our lives. But at this point, I appreciate y'all watching this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. The next one should be a start to finish remodel video on the living room. I'm super excited about that one. See y'all on the next one. Thanks again for watching.